Hello there, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me in today's Cup of Love. And today I want to talk about how to construct your reality because your reality is from 4 different things. Okay, so your reality is created by your thoughts that you think, the emotions that you feel, the actions that you take, and the reactions that you take. So a lot of people talk about the law of attraction and creating your reality and that sort of thing, but very few people actually do it correctly, which is why we all are struggling with manifesting what we want. And one of the worst things that you can do is actually focus on what you don't want. Consistently. So if you're, especially if you're in that negative mindset of, oh, it's never going to happen, it's not going to work, I don't believe in that, those kind of phrases, especially as you repeat them over and over and over again, they create a negative or what I would call reverse manifesting energy. Okay, so this is why we have so much trouble. Okay, so of course the cup of love is all about returning to that love energy, and of course love energy is always positive, right? So today I'm going to help us to actually construct something positive, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. And I'm also going to take us through a Lightworkers invocation. So, by the way, a Lightworker is just somebody who wants to bring light into the world. So this could be you if you are somebody who is listening and you want the world to be more peaceful, more loving, and more positive. That's absolutely what I want for the world and what I want for you. So thank you so much for joining me. So let's talk a little bit about how we can create our thoughts. Okay, so the first thing is you can think about it like putting an order into a restaurant. Okay, once you put your order in, you don't tell the server what it is that you don't want. You don't go through the whole menu and go, I don't want this. I don't want this, I don't want this. They don't care about that, right? The waitress or the waiter, they only want to know what it is that you actually want. So you need to be specific in what it is that you want, but not too specific, whereas it becomes impossible. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to order a pizza. Okay, let's say you're at a pizza restaurant. Okay, what kind of pizza do you want? You want to order a cheese pizza or a pepperoni pizza or maybe a vegetarian pizza. And okay, that's great. But do you go then to tell the server that the wheat has to come from a specific field, or that the mushroom has to come from a specific garden? That is being too specific. Okay, so the same goes for when you want to attract a partner in your life, or you want to attract a great job in your life, or even just being more financially abundant. How do you look at that? If you only want to have one specific person or one specific job, chances are you're being too specific. So you always want to leave the door open for something better, okay? This or something better. It's so interesting how manifesting can happen so easily when we just let ourselves get out of the way. But we want to be positive. We want to put in that positive intention, and we want to be in the now, because the now is where the power is. So you don't want to say, I will attract my perfect partner, or I will get that perfect job, or I will have a lot of money someday, because that's keeping everything in the future. Okay, so we want to keep it in the now. I am attracting my soulmate partner. I am attracting that perfect job. I am having a lot of money and abundance coming to me now. Okay, so that's very important, to be in the present. Okay, so when you're constructing your intentions, this is very, very important. And you also want to make sure that you don't have a conflict. Okay, so let me give you an example of a conflict. Okay, recently, within the last couple of years, I was selling a piece of property, and I really wanted to sell this piece of property. I was very attached to that, right? Because it's like, once you want to sell something, you want to move on, right? But if it didn't sell, I was in the mindset of, well, maybe I'll rent it out. So the universe, when you create an intention like that, it's basically saying, well, which one do you want? Do you want to sell your property, or do you want to rent your property? Because they're two completely different outcomes, and they are going to conflict with each other. So this is really important for you to recognize if you have a conflict, and sometimes you may not even realize it. The conflict could also be subconscious, it could be karmic, it could relate to a past life. This is why it's so important to really figure out your motivations behind things. And sometimes a life lesson, which is in your fingerprints, can show up, and you really need to make sure that you understand what those patterns are, because likely they're going to be repeating if you don't learn how to work with them. So this is something that I recommend. Okay, so these are how we create these intentions. Okay, so what I want to do today is to bring in a Lightworkers invocation. I recommend, if you have one, grab yourself a piece of Pyrite. Pyrite is a beautiful crystal. Crystals can help you manifest because they can help align your energy with your desires. And Pyrite is all about connecting to the spark of life that is you. And so I often will keep this, a piece of Pyrite on my work desk to remind me, okay, what am I creating in my workspace, and what do I really want to bring in? So different crystals, and we may go over crystals in another episode, but this one is really fun. Pyrite is, it can come in many forms, by the way, from spherical to cubic. It occurs naturally too this way. It's amazing. So if you have one, go ahead and just put it next to your heart. And we're going to bring in light. So if you want to be someone who brings in light, then just recite this invocation. So this is going to be like creating that intention that we want to bring into the world, and then we're going to release it out to the universe to assist us. So all you need to do is think the phrase with me. If you want, you can also say it out loud, or you can just silently repeat it after me. Okay, so we're going to bring in, take a deep breath, inhale in, exhale out, and relax. I am safe to show my sunlight. It is fair, it is bright. I matter and I count. My voice reverberates as I mount. The top of the mountain I go. The seeds of love I ever sow. And take a deep breath in. Exhale and release it to the universe to take care of it for you. And that is today's cup of love. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you find it much more enjoyable and easy to manifest as you move forward in your life. Remember to live life with love, and have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening to Love in Your Hands and the Cup of Love. Please rate, review, and subscribe to show your support. Have a question for Cynthia? Just post a comment. This podcast is sponsored by loveinyourhands.com, the place to find soulmate love fast. Start your free Soul Connection membership today and discover true compatibility.